Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Collaboration Conversations. So delighted to have you here today. And welcome to my co host, Miss Pearl Cox. How are you this morning, Pearl?
I'm good. I'm good. And can I just say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where people are from and when it is you catch this, whether it's watching live now or whether it's on the replay. And I'm good. I'm really good. Always good when we catch up, Regina.
Absolutely. And you look full of energy this morning and sound full of energy this morning. And we have at least one amazing guest today who's here with us now. We may have some others join us as we go forward. Okay, guys, I've got to tell what just happened. I said, as I was saying, we have one amazing guest. My husband's standing in the doorway to my office, and he goes, "Me?" Sorry about that. Had to share. Too funny. But our amazing guest who's on camera with us this morning is the truly amazing Ronnie Tsunami. Ronnie is, oh my goodness. I'm going to share a few things about Ronnie here. And then we're going to have him share a little bit more about him. But Ronnie, he created business and technology training programs that were implemented in, get this number, thousands of academic institutions and enterprise organizations, including Duke University, the U.S. Air Force, and the Office of the Secretary of Defense. He's helped to build and manage the business and technology training and education programs for 150 colleges and universities as Chief Information Officer of iTech Services. He served in the U.S. Air Force in computer operations network. He was a network engineer for the Secretary of Defense and Director of Information Services for the Congressional Commission on Veterans Affairs, and so much more. Welcome, Ronnie.
Thank you. Aloha, Pearl and Regina.
You have such an amazing background. It just, I'm so impressed with your background, and even more impressed with what you've done with that background and how you are impacting entrepreneurs positively today by taking everything that you've done over the last 28 years and moving that into the entrepreneurial world to really help entrepreneurs grow. So we're so excited to have you here today and have this amazing collaboration conversation with you.
Well, aloha and mahalo, and thank you for inviting me, because we both have a passion for helping others, especially
All
those who
three of
help
us.
others, right?
All
We
three
help
of
those
us.
who help others.
Yes.
And that, we call it that tsunami ripple effect. Our hope is to motivate and inspire us to help others too. So this is all part of the bigger mission.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, so Pearl, are your eyes kind of popping at the moment, hearing just that little bit of his background? I bet it is with your background.
I was just going to say we're not worthy, because we're just listening for that introduction. It's just phenomenal, and this is where synchronicities really fit in, because my background, I've worked across all of central government here in the UK, and I do communications strategy. I've run whole communications comms teams throughout the central government. I've worked for companies like Jaguar Land Rover and everything. So as soon as Regina made that introduction, I thought, yes, I know why Regina was saying I'd be so excited for this interview. So I can't wait to hear more. I really can't.
Let's rock and roll.
Let's do it. So Pearl, why don't you share just a little bit, because this is the first meeting between you and Ronnie, and you did share just a bit, but tell him about a little bit more about your passion, because it's so parallel with his. All three of us are, but he knows more of mine. Let's hear a little bit of yours, and then we're going to dive into a little bit more about Ronnie's background and what brought him here.
Well, it's brilliant to see, because yes, one of my favorite words is synchronicities, and I think we've all got so much in common. I've always worked corporate. I've always worked for my own company, but I've gone in contracting. I don't know if you have contractors so much in the States as well, but yes, that's how I got most of my work. Because it's large companies, you always need someone in the middle. So I always had a lot of recruitment companies that would almost be my PR machine and get me in front of massive, massive companies. So I've been very lucky for that. Then COVID hit, and I thought, right, how do I pivot what I do for corporate and take it to entrepreneurs and grow that way? I've got a real strong spiritual side as well. And I know my vision is to give a voice to the unspoken. Therefore, I use my communications experience and my knack of being able to bring people together for networking, collaboration, bring everyone together. And then it's become a global force. So there's so much that I've already heard. I can see there is a synchronicity between all three of us here, most definitely.
Yeah.
I'm, in Hawaii, we say aloha, and alo means to share, and ha means the breath of life. So in Hawaiian, aloha means to joyfully share the breath of life. And that's connection. And communication is connection, right? A big piece of it. Media, PR, all of these things are about connecting.
Yes.
There. So if anything, entrepreneurs need to learn more about connecting and how to connect and the different ways to connect and the best ways to connect and some of the ways to get a message across better. So there's just so many things around communication that, quite frankly, I think we're, especially in the time of COVID, we had a lot of disconnection, right? People were really, oh, girl, I can see where that pivot is. There was as you say, spiritually, maybe there was just a reason for it, for you to adjust. And I'm glad to hear that you have pivoted successfully.
Yeah. So I want to go talking about those conversations and collaboration. I want to lay the road out just a little bit here about how Ronnie wound up being here today. How did we get together? So back in 2016, I attended a conference with Fiset of JVology, my first exposure to JVology, joint ventures, all of that. And it was amazing and very educational. And at the end of that conference, Jay was offering a year-long coaching program that included joint venturing, but it also included a mastermind. We masterminded for a year, a group of us. And through Jay and his programs, I encountered James Lamb one day at something that I was doing with Jay. There was James Lamb. And this was online. Now, when I met Jay, that was in person in Vegas. And then when I met James, I don't think James and I have ever been in the same room physically. It's always been online. And so James and I connected and just love James. He's just awesome. And James and I have done some things together. We've spoken on each other's stages. We've interviewed each other on podcasts, that kind of a thing. And 2 weeks ago, was it, Ronnie, now? Has it been 2 weeks? Mm-hmm. 2 weeks ago, James had a 3-day event that I attended. And lo and behold, there was Ronnie Tsunami at that event as well. We had not met. I did not know anything about Ronnie, but I was so impressed with him in that event. And Ronnie talked at one point about a program that he has called Marketing on Fire, and another program called Rock You Academy. And then several of us said, hey, we want to know more about this. And so he graciously gave of his time at the end of day 2 on this 3-day event and met with us for at least an hour. We were there. An hour. We had to cut it off because
it was an all day. It was an all day. It was an all day event, right?
Yeah,
in James's Dream Big was the event. And they're all day. So it was 9 p.m. my time. I remember 9 p.m., 9:30.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then I had so many people messaging me saying, hey, tell me more about this digital marketing platform you mentioned. And I'm going, oh, well, why don't I just do a demo? So I just posted there. If anyone's interested, I'm doing a demo right after this. And we had
a half a dozen people in there anyway.
Yeah, 10 to 12 people. Yeah, at one point, 12 people. So we had a pretty good crew, and we ended up talking for an hour after.
Yeah, and it could have gone on, but it was late. We were all tired. We'd been at it all day and all day the day before. And so, but I've looked at a lot of other programs in the past, and actually was Ronnie has what I call an all-in-one program. I'll let him tell more about that a little bit here, but I've been involved with other all-in-one marketing programs, and they were so complicated that they raised my frustration level so high, and I could never get to the place I wanted to be with them. And so ultimately, I just said, "That's it. I'm done. I'm sorry. I can't do this. I'm just done." And I stepped away from it. And the first thing I noticed, Ronnie, when you were doing that demo with us, was the ease of your program. How well connected everything is, but how easy it is to do everything. It takes you and holds you by the hand and walks you through what you need to do. And the second thing is how readily accessible answers are to your questions. You're never going to get lost in the system and go, now, how do I find where to get these answers? Because there's a little red bar, a little red button on every page that you just click on that and it'll take you right to the training that you need. And it's just, so those two things really caught my attention. One, that it was easy, and two, there was all the support I needed with it and answers to my questions. And then that interconnectedness and the depth of the resources that it provides. So we're going to give you some time to tell us a little bit about that. Are you good with that, Pearl? Do you want to hear more about that?
I'm excited. I can't wait. I really can't. The way you two have already got that exchange, I'm so excited to hear. And I'm sure this is something that I don't say it very often, but this is going to be one of these interviews where people come back again and again because there are so many golden nuggets in it. So, yes. Over to you, Ronnie. Come on, let's share. Well, I can't wait.
Thanks, Pearl. Well, let me explain what we're talking about. So this is the Marketing on Fire platform. So Marketing on Fire is an all-in-one digital marketing platform that allows entrepreneurs or enables entrepreneurs to basically build their whole marketing program within it. Meaning it's got a course creator if you wanted to create a product. It's got a full sales funnel builder. So building websites, lead magnets, and even auto webinars. That whole system's built into it, drag and drop. Then we've got SEO tools that drive traffic to those funnels. That's unusual, right? Most systems don't have tools that actually drive traffic to it. We have that built into it. And then we have a full CRM. So as far as a customer relationship management system to manage leads, to send out proposals, collect electronic signatures for contracts. All of this is built into the system.
And the emails.
And then there's full email marketing. So it has, it's got basically all the things you would need as a new entrepreneur, things that people would typically pay maybe anywhere from $500 to $1,500 a month on services. And having been a new entrepreneur as well before, I see the frustration of people where it was like, one, anytime you have an all-in-one system, you can get overwhelmed.
Yes.
Right. And there were a lot of tools out there. It was just like, gosh, it's got all these bells and whistles.
Yeah.
But then you're like, well, which bell do I ring right now? And I used to laugh because you would open up a window and you just see all these buttons and dashboards, and you're like, okay, so how do I send an email? Right. So we wanted to create a system that had what you needed to start, but had a simple interface, number one, and that had training to navigate that interface. And intuitively, you could learn the system. And it's funny, when I worked at Microsoft, we used to call a unified interface. What that meant was when you use Microsoft Excel, you could use Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, and you always knew there's a file, save as, right? You always knew there's a file. So we designed the Marketing on Fire system, even though it has 20 different systems in there, that they all have a common interface, common terminology. And then we built a sales funnel GPS into it. GPS meaning, now I don't know about you, being from Hawaii, if you get lost in Hawaii, you hit the water, you turn around. I'm in North Carolina now, right? If I get lost, I can keep driving. I could be in New York, right?
Or California if you took the wrong turn.
Right. We wanted, so thank goodness for the GPS. So we wanted it to be that simple, like just follow the prompts. I mean, we literally have arrows, right? There's arrows on the screen, and when you finish one step, you move to the next step.
Yeah.
And you can create a whole sales funnel where sales funnels will take a month on average to complete. You can do a sales funnel in an hour with your phone on our system. So we want it to be a very simple process to follow. As I say, I don't have a lot of time. I like to call myself a lazy islander, right? I would rather be surfing. And how do we make it quick and easy to learn and use? So we really spent a lot of time on the interface. So even though it has a lot of different services into it, no matter what stage you're at, right? Whether you're creating a product or service, or you're in the creating your infrastructure, right? Your marketing, your website, your landing pages, or you're in the traffic driving area or managing your leads, we actually divide it. So you have those areas, you've got these pieces, and you can use it. Because I don't know how many people come to me saying, I spent $600 on this, and it was a lifetime membership to it. And I go, well, what have you built? Well, I'm still trying to learn it.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
exactly.
Well, share your link when you have it, but share a link. Or they're paying $300 a month, and I go, $300 for what? And they go, oh, well, I get a website and I can build a course, or 3 courses. And I go, wow, 3 courses. I said, for $300. And they said, yeah. I said, how long did it take you to build a course? And they said, well, I'm still building it, and 3 months ago. And I'm like, you're an entrepreneur. Time is money, right? Getting your content out there also isn't just money, but it's helping somebody, right?
Yeah.
With their service. So we wanted to design Marketing on Fire to where you can learn it, but start to drive traffic to what you built and start generating money. It doesn't matter if you're a consultant or selling some kind of retail product or selling online courses. Have it so you're actually doing something rather than talk.
Yeah.
Or spend. That's even worse, right? Because then you got to talk to your spouse and explain why you're spending $500 and you're not bringing any revenue in. So we wanted to build a system that you could learn fast and you could actually start generating money fast. And I say this because some people say to me, Ronnie, I can't afford it. And we said, okay, one, we built a system that was fast to learn. It's got everything you need to get started, right, as a new entrepreneur. Yeah. And even some experienced entrepreneurs are like, oh my gosh, this is a great CRM. But if someone says to me they don't have a product, we even built that into it. Like, we literally you have no product. Here are some pre-made funnels with pre-written emails and a pre-written lead magnet, which you can modify and edit right there in the system, right? And product. We literally have products that you can sell. So if you had no product whatsoever, you could have a funnel and share a link and generate money with the system. I mean,
that's incredible.
Crazy, right? And I mentioned pre-written emails because that was the other thing. Time was like, people were like, Ronnie, there's a lot of platforms out there. I'm using this, I'm using that, I'm using this, but I still got to write content. So we said, listen, I tell you what, we'll pre-write emails. So we have pre-written email series, like 2, 5 emails, 18 emails, all pre-written for like welcome emails, onboarding emails, nurturing emails, ebook giveaway emails, right? All pre-written, and you just edit, right? Because you have a full email marketing system. Just replace your name, modify your product, but at least you're not starting from scratch, right?
Right.
Pre-written, you can schedule them out, or if you want a separate email blast, but you can build them into the funnel there. So pre-written, so you can't even say, well, I got. Yeah. I have other than a welcome email, people tend to stop, right? They write one email, right? That's just thank you for buying my product. And then there's no follow-up. And we know there's 6 to 8 touches, right? Afterward for a conversion for upsells, for instance. Then what? Well, we have it pre-written. Then when they said, well, I don't have time to write the lead magnet. We're like, okay, here's a library of lead magnets. What do you mean a library? Here's the ebook. Lead LinkedIn strategies, senior healthcare. We're like, tips, here you go. Modify it, change the image, change the text. It's built into the PDF, and you follow the prompts and you modify it. Done. Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, but I don't know how to drive traffic to it. We're like, okay, next step. It's click this button. Click. Right? And it generates all the backlinks, which then increase your Google right? Because with a
Wow.
click, and you just see,
Wow. That,
boom,
Yeah.
you just
Isn't
link,
that something?
that is brilliant.
right?
So,
So
sorry, I'm just so excited with
right.
that.
And then they're like, well, I want to add in pictures and videos, and you know, typically people would go, oh, I've got to go out to iStock or Dreamstock
Yes.
or
And there's
Pixabay,
another frustration.
right? And then you got to edit that, and then we're like, here. So when you're in our site builder, when you click a picture, you click and you choose the picture in a library of royalty-free pictures, and you just search. I'm looking for Hawaii, or I'm looking for volcanoes. I'm looking for marketing. And videos the same way. All the videos built in. So you have these nice scrolling videos happening in the background in your header. With a click, search. Done. It's like, and then we're like, people are like, well, I don't understand the marketing because now I use great tools, but I still got to learn. I don't know how to do video marketing or Instagram marketing or Facebook marketing. And I'm like, okay, here, click on Academy. You click on the Academy, it's got digital marketing training, self-paced courses you can watch on your phone or, on a computer. I said, what else do you want? Well, I got to edit the video. Okay, we put a video editor. Or I got to edit the photo, right? We put a photo editor into there. I'm like, okay, what else do you need? Well, I'm networking now because I'm out there and I'm trying to promote my products. And I said, here's a virtual business card creator. It's for free. You put it in there. Well, I can't afford this. So I said, how about a lifetime membership for free? Well, what do you mean lifetime membership for free? I'm like, because we typically see 14-day trials, right?
Right.
And then after 14 days, it's like, you built all this stuff. If you want to continue, you have to upgrade.
Right.
And we're like, well, but I haven't made any money yet, right, on it. So, because I haven't used it yet, because I'm still trying to learn your system. So 14 days, I haven't learned your system yet, let alone sell anything. So like, we have a lifetime account. You have one funnel, so you can build a website, or you could build an online training portal and have unlimited courses, mind you, in that one training portal. And you're just limited by your emails. You have like 50 emails. Okay. But if you want to upgrade, oh my God, how much is this upgrade going to cost? Well, when you upgrade, you get $39, 39 US, you get 20 funnels and 10,000 emails a month. But keep in mind,
now is that 39 a month, Ronnie?
$39 a month. All the
Yeah.
features are available. By the way, all the features are technically available even in our free lifetime account.
Right.
Free lifetime account, it just limits you to one campaign and 50 emails. But with a $39 upgrade, you get 20 funnels. Again, all the features, 20 plus, services, and 10,000 emails a month. The next one, you go up to 99. Now you got your 50 campaigns, and we increase the number of emails there too, a month. So it's still 1/3, 1/4, 1/10 the price of other systems out there, but you can learn it faster and you can basically save a ton of time, right? Because you can not just learn it, but it actually produces things faster. And that's where I said, give me what's the next excuse? Stop making excuses. Other than actually talking for you and selling it for you, there's nothing more I can do, right?
Yeah.
And then people are like, well, now they said, oh, we need a calendar because I'm booking calendars. I'm a coach or a consultant. And so guess what? We're rolling out a Calendly type of system. We're like, okay, here, booking calendar, except you can modify and use our site builder to create a custom web page for your form, your calendar. Like, what else do you want? And they're like, well, so we have this whole lineup of things that people have asked us for, other tools. And we're like, we'll do it. But we're going to build it in a way where you can learn it fast, use it, right? Actually apply it and maximize best practices, right? The training and education for it. Because at the end of the day, we don't grow unless you grow. Because remember, we give all our features. We don't limit by some price, right? Mm-hmm. You're not going to bother upgrading unless you need more funnels or you need more emails. That's the only time you have to upgrade. So basically, we grow when you grow. If you don't succeed, if you don't have the training, if you can't learn the system, if you are overwhelmed, guess what? My company doesn't grow. We've staked our reputation. We're putting at risk our business for your success. And I wouldn't have it any other way because that's the passion that we have for helping entrepreneurs to succeed. We
Yeah.
only succeed, and that's, again, I call me crazy, but I haven't heard anyone really do that in the digital marketing space like we do.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Is
I
it though,
do,
Pearl?
and you see, again, everything you're saying, I can connect with. I'm a success coach for Bob Proctor, so I teach a lot. I work to a Bob Proctor consultant, and one of the things that Bob Proctor teaches is to leave people with the feeling of increase, because that's how everyone grows together. And that example that you've just given about what your business does and what you offer, that is truly, that word for word, that's practically what Bob Proctor would always suggest as the way that people would grow, because by giving to other people, we all grow together. And as you raise one vibration, that other vibration comes together. And ethically, I think it's the best way to do business, because if you're all those people that look at making money for themselves first,
Yeah,
they will only attract people that want to make money for themselves.
Right.
Those that build to share and for everyone to grow together, not only will they grow, everyone else that's involved will grow as well. And
yeah.
that's why we talk so much about collaboration, because it brings everyone together. And my favorite thing that I say with collaboration, when you're one person, your voice is but a whisper. When you come together as a collaboration, that voice becomes a roar, and it is heard in a global economy right the way through internationally. So yes, I love it. I will be quiet again now, because I could talk forever on what you've just shared. It's just brilliant.
It was just a no-brainer that we had to have Ronnie on here.
Yeah.
We had to share what he's doing. But and I do want to continue to tie it back to these collaborative conversations as well. Had I not met Jay back in 2016 and been connected with him all of this time, I wouldn't know James, and not met James, I wouldn't know Ronnie. And I'm sure that I'm going to meet so many more people through Ronnie that chain just goes on and on.
You talk about the connection here. Just to let you know, I worked with Jay back in 2000.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So Jay and I had co-hosted an event, a live event called Success Tsunami, and it was marketing. Basically, we call it Success Tsunami, making waves and getting raves. And that was an absolutely amazing event. Had that in Myrtle Beach. So that was my connection with Jay. And then I got sick. And by 2015, I was bedridden. I couldn't walk or see. So I quit coaching and I went into health and wellness, ended up healing. But it was a journey, and I took a totally new direction into health and wellness. I joined the company that had a film. We launched on Netflix. I was the chief marketing officer. We launched a line of meals, whole food, plant-based meals that were in hospitals, as well as grocery stores. And then we launched a support group in 400 cities. So I just took this whole separate journey in health and wellness, did nothing in digital marketing, so to speak, as far as entrepreneurship.
Right.
I was using those tools. And then I got back into coaching in January, and I really wasn't planning on it, Regina. I wasn't planning on it, but I was brought in, met James Lamb, decided, James said, hey, you should, I can help you with this. And he inspired and motivated me, and Rock You Academy grew from out of that. And now I'm working with James as well. And then I connected back in JVology. There's Fiset again. So it was a circle. So what happened was
circle.
Wide circle back in it. And now, of course, I had launched a streaming TV network a couple of years ago. So I had the streaming TV background, use the standard Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, OTT. And I said, okay, I've got those skill sets combined with all the other marketing things that I've done, combined with now the coaching. So back into the coaching space I came, and I was really hesitant, but Jay welcomed me back, and James has been absolutely inspirational. So our connection together, and now, of course, Regina, you, Pearl, meeting, master communicators. it all comes back together. But I can't help but think it's like a divine intervention. Like it's just like there's a logic here, a meaning that we're supposed to do something bigger together. And as I say, it's synergy, right?
Right.
1 + 1 = 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm excited about, is learning what that difference is. What's
Yeah.
that growth? Because if there's anything I am, is opportunistic.
And we talked early on about how when Pearl and I get together, it's it's fireworks. Our brains just shoot back and forth at each other, kind of a thing. And you never know what's going to come out of that. And of course, Pearl is amazing at finding the income opportunities in things and how you can monetize things. She's absolutely brilliant at that, and digital marketing. And so when the beauty of these collaboration conversations is you bring a group together like the three of us, or you get James and Jay in there as well. But you bring these people together, and we all start firing on all cylinders, right? And the ideas that can come out of that never would have happened if you hadn't brought everybody together. That synergy, or that synchronicity, as Pearl talks about, wouldn't have happened if you didn't bring people together to have those collaboration conversations.
And as well, with what you were discussing, Ronnie, what you've set up, like I got excited as soon as you started talking about backlinks, because so many people, I mean, I do a lot with social media, and so many people, because they've used social media, we've got generations that have grown up using it. They've used it in a personal space, so they think they understand it. Marketing, social media, digital marketing for personal reasons and for business are two completely different entities. You cannot bring the two together. You do not use them in the same way. So you have so many people, especially when we talk about lockdown, that thought to pivot things, that thought, oh yes, I've done social media. I've done it since I was 6 years old. I understand it. No, you don't. You understand how to have a discussion with friends and family, but you don't know how to do it in a business sense. Whereas everything you've put in to your platforms, yes, there's so many things that people will offer, but it's separate. And then when you said like it's all plugged in, because I know digital, but if I have to sit there and work out the automation from one piece of software to talk to the other, I'm gone. Because yes, I can sort it out, but do I want to spend all day reading about it when I want it to be intuitive so it will understand? Because we all specialize in different things, but so many entrepreneurs as well, especially when we start off on our own, we end up doing everything, and which takes ages, and then we don't concentrate on what it is we're good at. We don't concentrate on the coaching, the consulting, actually talking about what our sales pitch is. We're continually doing everything else. And what you've just talked about with that platform, you offer that for everyone, for the people that already understand marketing, because they know they can hit the ground running within half a day. Probably less than that. From what you said, literally you can build it within an hour. I'd say give people that understand it, give them the platform, look at it, they will have something up and running within an hour. People that are brand new to it maybe might take them half a day, but you're still going to see a result at the end of working with it. And this is where, when you spoke about it, there are so many different levels that you can help people, that you can pitch. And this is where my money brain is coming in. This is the sort of thing, you see, I'm thinking corporate, that you say, right, you feed it into their intranet system and it becomes a messaging piece that they use internally. Very similar to the way Sprinkler will work, where you bring everything internally, and then whatever the comms marketing team in a corporate is using, their employees become their brand ambassadors, because they have synchronized information that has already been signed off, because it's been collated in the right funnel to do that, and then they become your brand ambassadors to send that message in externally. So that's just my brain thinking the way things will work.
The hope and inspiration is what we see a lot of people selling, but then the implementation's lacking. And there are a number of things they say, well, we provided the platform now, but then what? And as you said, then you got to sync up different systems, and so there's a lot of frustration. And here's the fear here: if you get too frustrated, what do? Potentially, you say, you know what, this
I'm
technology
done.
overwhelming me. Right? The marketing and technology are the two biggest things entrepreneurs say are their biggest challenges. Always.
Yeah.
And often there's, the same thing, because they're like, it's the marketing technology piece, not just marketing and technology, but it's the marketing technology that's been the most frustrating piece of it. So they don't implement. And if you don't implement, you don't grow. You don't grow your business or launch it, then you don't help the person that needed your product or service. So there's a cascading effect. There's something at stake. And I don't think people always see that total channel. And what happens is, if they get so frustrated because someone created technology that is too complicated or overwhelming, or even too costly, and it prevents them, right? There's a barrier to entry. Then someone is suffering from that person not being there. And the entrepreneur becomes so demotivated. What do? They go, well, you know what? I need to go work for someone else, because I'm not going to,
Exactly.
I can't do this on my own. And then they have to answer to their spouse, who says, you spent all this money on this training and all these things. And then they feel so bad about themselves. So personally, forget the professional side. The personal side, you have this demotivated and ultimately depressed person who's like, I failed.
Right.
I failed. That's why I do what I do. I'm like, you don't have to fail. Not only do you don't have to fail, you have something of service to help others. And I help those who help others.
Right.
That's what I do. And I wish people knew that there's help for them. And people, right? Oh, it's too expensive. I don't have any money. I'm like, our trial period's free for life. So, well, I don't have a product. Well, here's the product. I don't know how to, but you don't know how to press click? Here. I don't have the knowledge of how to be an entrepreneur, and I don't know how to do time management. I'm like, oh, by the way, I added time management. I added entrepreneur mindset training right there. Click. Can you watch? Right? So point being is, don't give up. And do not be afraid of failure, right? Because we're going to walk you through it. Get this. If someone says to me, Ronnie, I love your platform, absolutely love it, but I still can't run it. I don't have the time. I said, do you want to hire us to do it? They're like, what do you mean? I said, do you want us to do it for you? Professional services. Like, well, yeah. I said, and by the way, our professional services are less expensive than you would find. Because why? Because our system is faster and easier to learn, right? Instead of building a website that might take 3 days, right, or more, and people charging for that, we can build a website in half or a fraction of the time, right? So the cost of those services too. So I said, what else do you got? Throw it at me. What is stopping you from helping others? Let me know so I can help you.
Yeah.
Right. And I wish that's again, to me, the biggest thing I want people to understand is, you have a mission, you have a purpose. Let us help you accomplish it.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
go ahead,
please,
Virginia.
Pearl, please.
See, this is music to my ears, because anyone that is looking at any of the universal laws, the law of vibration, polarity, any of this, I mean, most people, like we said, law of attraction, that's a secondary law. It's the law of vibration that feeds into the law of attraction, because you work to do something to bring others in. Everything you have said is what a spiritually minded, conscientious entrepreneur looks to do. And I think if people aren't plugged into that and don't wake up to that, they are the businesses that will not be here in 5 or 10 years' time, because that whole change we've seen through COVID, through lockdown. You mentioned the mental health thing and actually looking at well-being. How many people have had to reassess how they work, what they work on, because it's been a massive awakening for the whole globe with this. And everything you've spoken about is just absolutely perfect. And something else I've seen from what you offer, because it's a whole package, if you go to those people that are paying different people for different platforms, and what say one of those platforms upgrades and then suddenly it doesn't integrate with the other platforms you're working with, or all your automation suddenly stop working, and you don't know, and you can guarantee, because they're not aligned, those three companies, those three platforms, they don't make anything from the other two platforms. Therefore, it doesn't grow and everything collapses. Everything you're offering, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer because everyone starts, it's all working together. It all integrates together because it's one platform with extra plugins as people ask for it. It's intuitive. And it's there to help others. And as we said earlier in this interview, the way people grow is by helping others, by being there and leaving that feeling of increase. So you are helping everyone else to rise and grow together. All those that come out with their massive numbers of just one platform, they're only speaking to a certain percentage and they're never going to grow. I mean, this is what drives me insane from the social media side. I really get angry about this because I'm going to get onto my high horse. Social media, everyone says with social media, look at me, aren't I wonderful? Look at this meal I've prepared. It's wonderful. They don't show you the 5 that went wrong that they threw in the bin beforehand. We have got whole generations that have grown up thinking they have to have 10,000 likes, otherwise they're not good at what they do. They have to have so many people following them. No, they don't. If you connect with one person and your message hits the person that it was needed to, if you make someone feel good because of what you've shared, that's your job accomplished. But again, like you've said, Ronnie, where you're saying doing with your platform, it's available for everyone. Everyone can use it and everyone is the same. What you do with it can be different results, but it's there for everyone. It's not for all these people that say, look at me, I'm wonderful, when they don't tell you that their life is falling apart behind them. Even when we're on things like this, we have screens so that you can hide what's even behind you. So you're never authentic at all. No one sees the real you because it's all preened and everything, and no one gets to see what's inside. If you can connect here and connect through the heart, you've done what you need to do in business because you're authentic and you know you're going to help those people. And over to you now, Regina. Sorry, I'm going to
let Ronnie respond first because I know he had a response to that, but I do have a point I want to make. But go ahead, Ronnie.
Well, Pearl, number one, you're absolutely right. That this pandemic has caused a lot of people to reevaluate. They call it the Great Resignation, right? The Great Resignation is people are like assessing what their mission, their purpose in life is, and how they spend their time. Because we now know time is valuable, the people around us, and how do we actually leverage our time better to do the things that make us happier? So people are leaving their jobs, and what do? They want to start their own business because they want to live life on their terms, right? So we have this huge influx of new entrepreneurs who know nothing of marketing and technology, but know their content, know what their passion is, but it may not be marketing. I'd say most do not have marketing and technology. So that's where we come in. We really have an opportunity to help people to essentially live happier, more satisfied lives that leave a legacy that they're very proud of.
Yeah. The thing I was going to say, and I appreciate both of you in your comments just now, just so spot on. But for those of you who are listening, I want you to take out a pencil and paper right now, or a spreadsheet on your computer, whatever, something that you can do a little tabulation with. And I want you, if you have a CRM, I want you to write down what you're paying per month for that CRM. If you have an email autoresponder, I want you to add that. So you're going to run a little tally here, okay? So we've got our CRM, we've got our autoresponder, and our landing page builder. If you have those 3 elements, write down the cost of what you're paying for those 3 things every month. Just those 3, and total that up. That's what you're spending for those elements, those 3 elements right now. And Ronnie, what is the basic cost on yours? It is
Well, free for the
for
free
life.
free for life. So I'm like, okay, we've already won. We won that
And
challenge.
you've got 20 or more of
20,
these
right,
elements in there. And we've only looked at 3. How much money are
Three.
you saving a month, folks?
You know,
How much money are you saving a month? Put it in the comments. How much money are you saving a month if you go to this all-in-one platform that is the most amazing all-in-one platform I've ever seen? And I've tried a few. Trust me, I've tried a few and I've pulled some hairs out over them, and I've gotten so frustrated because I couldn't find what I needed. I couldn't figure out how to make it all work together. And I consider myself a fairly intelligent individual. And I couldn't, it was just like, no, this is too much. I'm spending way too much time just trying to figure out how to get an email, just trying to figure out how to make this all work. And Ronnie's, the thing that I noticed within the first few moments of his demonstration to us a couple of weeks ago was, oh my gosh, this is simple. That really struck me, the simplicity of the process, and that it does take you step by step through it. And all of the resources that he's built in there are amazing. The depth of this program is incredible.
Regina, think about this though. The anxiety level, I just saw your face.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I've been there. I've been there where,
yes.
I mean, as techie as I am, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, you want me to do what? I got to set up Zapier to connect one software to the other software. I had a friend.
Where do I find this answer?
Where do I, there's the anxiety level. When the anxiety level drops like that, you can now focus on what you do best.
Exactly.
Right? And you it's like when I have a GPS, I don't worry about driving. I'm like, oh, remember the days before GPS? You'd be like, right?
Your map.
You need a map. And again, I was like, well, okay, what state am I going to end up driving into that I wasn't supposed to be in?
Right.
So, right. Or am I going to get into the bad part of town, or how am I going to get out? But then when you have the GPS, and all of a sudden I did not, and I'm a musician, by the way, full-time musician as well, or sorry, part-time now, but I was a full-time musician. So we travel, you never know where I'm going.
Right.
I'm going to someone's house for a house party they want me to play at.
Right.
The anxiety level, I have to print out my MapQuest report, okay. My anxiety level drops so much when I had a GPS. That's what Marketing on Fire is. It's a GPS. It's like, okay, don't worry. We'll help you recalculate. We've got you covered.
I totally agree.
And that anxiety level is what we want people to know is, if you had a marketing and technology partner, right, to help you, right, you can ask a question. You pose a question, we answer it right away.
Right.
What would you do? Like, how would that free you up? And if you don't have to worry about the money piece of it, in fact of it, you're like, again, you don't upgrade unless you grow. Like, all the features are available even with the free version. So I'm like, so if you didn't have to worry about that, what would you do? That's my challenge to you. Is okay, without not having to worry about the marketing technology, what would you build? Who do you want to reach? That's the fun part. Now it's fun being an entrepreneur, right? Rather than going, I got a $500 nut I got to pay for every month. Okay. I had a friend, she upgraded to a different system. And she's like, hey, Ronnie, this system is $350 lifetime account. And I go, wow, that's pretty cool. And she's like, yeah, I bought into it. And I go, okay, cool. Well, good luck, right? So she messages me a few hours later. She's like, oh, it doesn't have email. I said, what do you mean it doesn't have email? She says, I didn't realize it's not in all. It says all in one, but it's not all in one. It's all in one except for email. Like, there's no email. You gotta, buy a MailChimp or system. I said, well, that's how much would that cost? Well, that's another. Then all of a sudden she did the tally.
She did the math.
Right. And I had several people saying there's this big promotion. So I built a spreadsheet and I compared Marketing Fire price with the relative to make sure we're comparing apples to apples.
Right.
Which is not easy because we're like a fruit basket, right? We have a lot of things in our stuff. So I was like, well, it's as closest to it. And when I saw this, I'm going, oh my gosh. there's so much here, but it's hard to communicate that. I mean, you talk about challenges, Regina. Like, what is the challenge? The challenge for marketing and fire is making sure people know that we are a food basket. Stop comparing. You're comparing apples to oranges. Well, this product has this service, and this service has another service. And I'm going, we're like a food basket that's free.
Right.
The question is, and people are, well, what's the catch? And I go, the catch is grow.
Yeah.
Like, hey, the catch is because we don't grow if you don't grow. So I'm going to do everything in my power for you to go, Ronnie, I need more campaigns. I got to send out more emails because my list is so big now.
Exactly.
Okay. People are always skeptical, obviously. And I don't know how to convince them other than just listen. Do what you're going to do. Listen to your heart. Follow friends. Build a community. But know that we're here for you. Know that we're here for you. And when you're ready.
Well, I'm ready now. I'm definitely ready now.
Well, I am going to put up a banner here. This is a link to go to Ronnie's program, Marketing on Fire. And so if you want to check it out, it doesn't cost you anything but a moment of your time, a few moments of your time to go check it out. I promise you, you are going to be amazed when you get in there. And you don't even have to just spend a few moments checking it out. You can sign up for free for life and really check it out. Check it out. See what it can do for you. I know I'm moving a lot of my things in it, and I'm looking forward to all the money I'll be saving by using Ronnie's program, even at the escalated levels, you know. So I can cancel one of my programs to pay for Ronnie's 20 programs in there. And he's made it drop dead simple, folks. So anyway, check it out. We encourage you to do so. And then take a look at your budget. Take a look at what you have right now. I guarantee you do not have the 20 services that you're going to get inside of this program. And you do not have a resource to even the products that cost you nothing, those ebooks that you can put out. You know, I use Canva all the time. Okay, now I can actually replace my Canva because it's in there. It's all in there. And take it from a man with 28 years of marketing experience, dealing with people around the globe. He's really thought this through. We are almost out of time, folks. Well, we are out of time. I'll be a couple of minutes late to my next meeting, but that's okay. Ronnie, final comments, and then we'll get final comments from Pearl, and then we will sign off, folks. We appreciate you all being here today. Ronnie, any final thoughts?
Everyone, just know that we're behind you in supporting entrepreneurs. Regina, Pearl, you all three of us are. Just be in service of others. If you're in service of others, good things will come to you.
Make a difference.
I don't, whether you use my platform or other platforms, you know, it doesn't matter. The technology isn't the point. It's your mission, your purpose.
Yeah. Make a difference.
Live your purpose.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate that. Pearl, final comment?
I think I've had my year made, just literally listening to what it is that Ronnie offers. And I know as soon as we come off here, I'm signing up. That's it. And Ronnie, I'd love to have you back regularly on this and just to share your story. And I will do everything in my power to share what you do with as much of my network as I can.
Absolutely.
I love to. Let's provide tips and help people. That's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, folks, for joining us today. I agree. We need to have Ronnie back. I interviewed him earlier today for my podcast and TV show, and we're going to have him back there as well. So you're going to be busy speaking, Ronnie.
But I hate talking. Oh, no, please don't twist my arm.
We love you, Ronnie. Love the work that you're doing. What a powerful tool that you are providing to people so that they can leave their legacy. They can make their ripple effect in the world and do the things that they are being called to do. You make it so much easier. Thank you so much. We appreciate you all, folks. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on Thursday. Pearl and I will see you on Thursday. Bye for now.
Aloha.
Bye.